Well, we're going to jump in with our political panel. We have Jacquie Jordan. She is the host of Front and Center with Jacquie Jordan podcast and a pop culture expert. And we have Laura Curran. She is a former Nassau County executive in New York. Ladies, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you? So good to see you both.
Good to see you. Thirsty Thursday is pouring here in the city.
Finally, finally. So President-elect Trump is filling in his second administration, and yesterday he appointed Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker to be the U.S. ambassador to NATO. Laura, what's your reaction to this pick?
Well, this is someone who did work in the first Trump administration, doesn't have diplomatic experience, not known to be sort of an international kind of guy. But I think what Trump values above anything in this term, especially in his new term, is loyalty. And Mr. Whitaker has proven himself to be very loyal to Donald Trump. And I think that's the most important litmus test for this president-elect.
And Jacquie, the left is quick to offer up their 2 cents when it comes to Trump's new cabinet picks. Let's take a quick listen to how they're currently reacting.
This week, Trump has been revealing his cabinet, chock full of loyalists, sycophants, and perennial bootlickers.
The former and future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his cabinet before he changes his mind and fires them all.
Who are completely incompetent, who most American business owners wouldn't hire to run a taco stand.
Jacquie, your reaction?
It's so critical when I hear that in a quipped soundbite. But I think Trump is. I think loyalty is definitely the factor. But there's merit. I think merit is a big part of what he's picking, and we love the shakeup. I mean, it's definitely a day-to-day surprise. He's taking the snow globe, he's shaking it upside down. He is putting people in. He's having background conversations with everybody, saying this is what we want to see happen. This is what we want to take place. When I was doing my research too and checking these out, because some of these nominees are even new to me, or at least surprises in the cabinet picks that they're being put in. And what I noticed is most of them are fathers, and I found that to be really significant and profound, especially with the threat of war looming.
Interesting observation.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah. So, Laura, there's a lot of focus on Trump's Attorney General pick, Matt Gaetz. Yesterday, the Ethics Committee, Yesterday, the Ethics Committee voted to withhold their investigation report on Gaetz. Laura, your thoughts?
Well, we know that Washington insiders and, really anyone loves to gossip. So, and there will be many people who will want this leaked because, as has been well reported, you don't need me to tell you this, Matt Gaetz is not the most popular guy in his own party. And I got to think a lot of the senators, the Republican senators who are put in this position to make a choice, potentially, if it goes forward, are going to be feeling really awkward around this. Do they want to insult the president-elect? But do they really want this guy in charge? If you talk to them, off the record, they're not excited about it. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be any leaks. We've seen the Venmo records. We are seeing some things, but we'll see. And we'll see if it even goes forward. I mean, the smart people on the inside are saying it's pretty much nobody really knows for sure how far this is going to go. But what I find interesting is to see how far Donald Trump will push these nominees who, as you heard, a lot of folks on the left and in the country have some serious reservations about them. How far will he go?
And Laura, do you think they should release this report on Gaetz?
There are procedures. I mean, far be it from me to say, as an American, I think it's important that it gets out, but the decision was made not to release it. I think sunshine is the best disinfectant. I really believe that as a journalist and someone who has been in government, I'm all about transparency. So as a regular citizen taxpayer, I want to know who the guy is and what he's done, who's going to be running the Department of Justice. But people may disagree.
That's a fair point. And one of the things that struck me about this whole investigation was the fact that the Department of Justice and the FBI were investigating Gaetz, and they dropped the case. I think personally, I think
why
if there was this much of something they think they could get him on, they would have done it.
They would have done it, exactly. I mean, I don't want to see it leaked, but I'm the publisher of Tara Reade's book, Left Out When the Truth Doesn't Fit In, and she's the Joe Biden accuser. And I was very adamant that the University of Delaware, which is my alma mater, release the Senate papers that would have at least exonerated Joe Biden in her accusations or given her fair justice for that. So, but as you said, I want to know why the Department of Justice dropped the case against Matt Gaetz. But Matt Gaetz happens to be one of my most favorite cabinet picks because I think he was very courageous during the last 4 years in his leadership.
And Jacquie, what do you think about how some of the bridges that Gaetz has burned over the years while he was in Congress?
Isn't that fabulous?
Any thoughts about that?
I mean, isn't that fabulous? Because what I get about that is he risked his convictions over friendly politics. I mean that which is fabulous. You kind of want to see that. That actually is Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is he's going to burn bridges and stay with his convictions and make choices and make decisions that he believes is right, fair, accurate, and serves the people. And that's where Matt Gaetz has stood. And he also, just like Donald Trump, and I think why President Donald Trump relates to it is he's taken the attacks that come along with standing by the convictions, because we're taught we want fair discourse in this country. We want to bring that back. We don't want backslapping and just agreeing with everybody and being like, because that's which Mitch McConnell is classic for that, and we're tired of that rhino Republican stay. And Matt Gaetz hasn't been that, and I think he's been courageous, and I think he represents a lot of the choices. And I let everybody be a little intimidated or cautious about what is going to be important to Matt and President Donald Trump in terms of investigations. So I think I think this is one of my favorite picks on my bingo card if I were for playing.
Laura, what are your thoughts with Jacquie just really articulated that a lot of Trump's picks are almost follow his personality, someone who is brash, aggressive, and wants to win. What are your thoughts with respect to that characterization of those cabinet picks?
So if you are a fan of Donald Trump, I understand that you like this. You like the disruption. And this is something that he campaigned on, and this is something that he's delivering. And I think people who are fans of Trump are delighted about the shakeup. People who are more concerned about institutions and protocol are going to be concerned. And this is going to be the conflict between a lot of the Republicans in the Congress who are sort of more institutionalists. And as Jacquie said, this pick is specifically, but really a lot of the picks are just putting this right in their face and making them deal with this. And that's going to be interesting to watch how that unfolds.
That is Donald Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have skeletons in the closet, this is not the cabinet you want.
Or maybe it is.
Who cares about skeletons?
Depends how you look at it. Yeah. Well, you have some senators that say that they're thinking this confirmation could look very similar to that of Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Let's take a listen to this.
I think that it'll be the worst spectacle you can imagine. I think the Democrats are going to be cruel, as they were with Kavanaugh. Facts have to go where facts go, but they're not going to pull any punches, no doubt.
When I see those clips, again, I published Tara Reade's book. It was a conversation that Tara Reade had with Matt Gaetz specifically, where they had a conversation. This is a Tara Reade story to me, that she didn't feel safe staying here in the country, and Matt, agreed with her, concurred that she might not be safe at this time. And so we see, so we've got two sides to the story. We know that the Brett Kavanaugh thing was just a political assassination attempt, and that's why I think we all can concur that let's show what needs to be shown. Let's be completely transparent as a practice, as an administration. If there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide, and it will come out. I do believe that this is going to be a very contentious nomination, but I think the fight is going to be worth it, and I think this will be one of the presuming that Matt Gaetz gets all the way through, this is going to just be one of many fights that he has, but he has the character and the tether and the wherewithal to withstand whatever they try to throw at him. And he's already been doing it. And I know that's why President Donald Trump chose him. Right.
3 senators not to confirm Gaetz. How do you think this whole thing is going to play out with the vote to put him in the Attorney General's seat?
It's really hard to say. I just don't know. Like so many things with Donald Trump, we just don't know. Is he going to, like I said before, is he going to back off? Everyone says, oh, there's always one sacrificial lamb in the confirmation process. Is he it? I don't know. As Jacquie said, maybe this would be seen by some of Trump's more enthusiastic followers as caving. But there's also concerns about so many of the other appointees as well. I mean, you've got the sort of normal ones like Lee Zeldin and Marco Rubio, but Tulsi Gabbard has a lot of people concerned. People in the intelligence community and people, maybe center right, center left, and further left, really concerned about that. So if I was a betting woman, I actually wouldn't know where to put my money right now on this one.
No.
And I got to tell you that any Gaetz hearing, if it goes forward, will make the Brett Kavanaugh hearing look like an episode of Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, I think we're back into kind of almost entertainment TV again. A lot of people thought once the election over, the news cycle was going to die down.
Never.
Very well
I think
said,
so.
Tom.
It's ramping
Forget
up.
about
I think it's going to ramp up, even across the holiday season.
Well, we have about a minute left. I want to get both of your thoughts about the Department of Government Efficiency. Laura, you first, and then Jacquie.
Well, having been in government myself, and maybe I'm being a little cynical, it felt like giving Vivek and Musk, this was almost just sort of like, well, we can't put you in the government, so we'll just stick you on a commission, and maybe we'll look at the report, maybe we won't. I could be wrong. Again, this is a norm-breaking thing, but it seems to me like it's not quite having the teeth that was sort of promised during the campaign. Could be wrong, but that's how it looks to me.
And Jacquie, your thoughts?
As a taxpayer, I'm like thumbs up for this. And I also think that because Elon Musk is X, formerly known as Twitter, I think that they're going to use that platform as well to just kind of keep exposing the government waste. And I mean, we work so hard for what we earn. We work so hard for our contribution, our financial contribution back into our society and community. And I don't think people really complain about paying for, roads and schools and things like that. But when we have to pay for government waste, It is so unfair. We see millions of dollars going out of the country. You know the story, but I think for that part, we'll let the billionaires lead us out of that.
And even money going to fund research in China in the Wuhan lab. But we have to go now. Jacquie Jordan, Laura Curran, thank you so much
Great to
for
see
joining
you. Happy
us this morning.
Thanksgiving next week. Take care.
Thanks, ladies. Happy Thanksgiving.